glancing the pipe. In an enduro cross situation, specifically here in South Africa, we always use these concrete sewage pipes. The guys like to use them. The reason they like to use them is because they are pretty slippery. They're of a certain height that's just uncomfortable to hit the bash plate on the pipe. Or it's not on the pipe, on the bash plate and the actual exhaust pipe. Now Brian's going to show us the proper way of doing it. You will notice that the bash plate doesn't really touch and that it's a fluent movement. Once again, I do use this often, but a lot of energy is saved doing this move. Watch it over and over, you will learn a lot on how to do it properly. Pipeline riding. Now, pipeline used in endurocross, or you might even come across it in your ride. Especially a pipeline like this, very slippery. There's a right procedure and a wrong procedure, right way and a wrong way. Once again, Brian incorporates a lot of his trials riding in it, and most of the top endurocross guys are trials riders nonetheless. Brian, what are your hints of doing pipeline, and especially a smooth surface like that, in sequence?
You know, the biggest thing with logs or pipelines or anything in that arena is that most guys don't commit to it. You know, they come up to it half-heartedly, so that's the first problem, is they don't commit. The second thing that they do is they wheelie into it. So, you know, if the pipeline's like this, they'll wheelie the front wheel way too high, and that just hits the bash plate into it, and you can get over it. I mean, a lot of riders do get over obstacles like that, but it's not the correct way. The correct way is to try and punch the front wheel into about halfway to 3/4 of the pipeline or the obstacle, and once you hit it, just to pop the back wheel into it, and that'll get you over a lot smoother than just bashing the bottom of the bike into it. So yes, the bottom line is you've got to hit the front wheel into the actual pipe, and of course commit 100%.
Perfect. Now, when you're using speed, do you still use the trials technique by punching and jumping, or is that too slow a technique to use for an endurocross?
You know, that's debatable. You know, a lot of the top guys are just doing anything to get over it, and a lot of them are sometimes faster, but you know, it's dodgy. You know, it's like calling all pockets in snooker when you just hit a ball and it goes anywhere. The correct way is to punch it into the, you know, and when I say to go faster, that doesn't necessarily hit it faster, it just means commit more. Yes. So when you hit it 100%. Don't come up to it and then gas it at the last minute. So definitely the procedure still stays the same. You know, punch the front wheel into it, and that'll bring the back wheel over a lot better. And then of course your body positioning is very important as well. But you know, that's all one move. You know, you can't think about it. You know, okay, punch the front wheel, move my body back, move it forward. That's one move, and that just again comes from practice. But the biggest thing that you've got to try and remember is to ride the front wheel into the actual obstacle, about halfway to 3/4 of the way up, so that it actually brings the whole bike up and over, and instead of bashing the bottom of the bash plate or the bottom of the bike, the back wheel actually traverses over the obstacle.
Now, in that sequence, just as a quick thing, where does your body go? Does it go to the front? Do you like push your weight forward when you go over it, or to the back?
Well, you would think that your body weight would probably lean back, because you want to get as much weight onto the back wheel as possible, because if you can, you want to try and keep the front wheel in the air once you get over the other side. Now, there's nothing wrong with dropping the front wheel, but you never know how high it is on the other side. When it's not too high on the going up side, you want to try and lean back so that you get as much traction on the back wheel as possible.
Yes.
So I would say that your body weight would start in the middle, like anything, if you're jumping a motocross jump or any obstacle for that matter. But from the time you've punched the actual obstacle, you want to lean back so you can get as much traction on the back wheel as possible.
Basically, to keep it high. So if the back wheel hits you, it must stay high. Is that correct?
Try and keep it, if not high, otherwise level. Yes. You know, but you don't want the front wheel to
dip
drop.
in. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, Brian's going to show us the way to do it, the wrong way, and then the right way. Once again, it's more efficient doing it the right way, and you'll see the energy that you exert doing it the wrong way.